the grainy video and all of that, but I don't have all my equipment here. I'm actually at work. So we're going to dive into this. We have some severe thunderstorm warnings as well as some tornado warnings ongoing. And I need to get the radar up and going. So bear with me for just a second as I get the radar program up and going. But again, we have a tornado warning out for Greenwood County, South Carolina, as well as, just looking at this, tornado warning out for portions of Greenwood County, South Carolina, and Aiken County, South Carolina this afternoon. So I'm getting the radar products pulled up here. So just bear with me for just a second as I get all of this pulled up, and we'll quickly get into the warning information. Again, this is going to be for the upstate of South Carolina, and trying to get this pulled up. So let me get this up and going. All right. Hopefully you guys can see it. Just let the radar start to pull some data here. You can kind of see the polygons right here. This one is going to be just outside of Augusta, South Carolina. In fact, the Masters canceled all of the afternoon activities at Augusta as the severe weather was rolling through. So if anybody in the Augusta area, that is the storms that are moving through, worrisome and concerning here. So you can see this some rotation getting ready to move into Aiken, South Carolina. And this is going to be moving right over the downtown area. So if you are in that area or know someone in that area, please tell them to seek shelter. This is some rotation moving over your way. Let me move to the radar. That'll give us a little bit of a better idea of what's going on. We also have another tornado warning up here in Greenwood County, South Carolina. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But let's go to this one first. This one is some pronounced rotation here, moving over U.S. Highway 1, getting ready to move into Aiken. So if you live in Aiken or Graniteville, South Carolina, you need to be in your safe place, your storm safe place, as this rotation is quickly moving into your area. Again, lowest level of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible with this. And this is going to be rain wrapped. Here's the reflectivity. We have a little notch right here, but this is a lot of rain ahead of the storm and behind the storm. So this is not going to be a visible tornado that you can see coming. It's going to be wrapped up in rain. So again, if you're in Aiken, South Carolina, you need to be in that safe place right now, especially if you live along Highway 1 at the intersection of Highway 19 and U.S. Highway 1. So 19 and Highway 1, moving into Aiken, you need to be in your safe place right now as this rotation is moving into your area. Let's move a little bit north there. I want to switch the radar products here to go to the GSP radar, which is a little bit closer to this other warning that is in the southern portion of Greenwood County. This would eventually be moving towards the Newberry, South Carolina area. And again, this is more of what we're going to call a QLCS. It's a very small warning. We have this little S curve here just north of Kirksey and Saluda. That is where we could see some rotation. Actually, it looks like we could see some rotation up here as well. That's going to be moving into Newberry. But again, pretty small tornado warning. This warning goes until... that warning just got canceled. So the warning is canceled now for Greenwood County. Quickly move through with the LCS tornado setups. They can really put down a tornado pretty quickly, and then just as soon as the tornado occurs, it dissipates. So that is the tornado warning in Greenwood County has been canceled. So let's go back down here to the storm that is moving into Aiken, and here in Aiken County, this tornado warning goes until 3:30 p.m. So right now it's 3 o'clock, so another 30 minutes. This tornado will be moving towards Aiken and Citizens Park around 3 o'clock. Aiken Municipal Airport around 3:10. Towns included would be Hopeland Gardens, New Holland, Brunwett Town, and Valacoos. So you need to be in that area. So now we've got a new tornado warning. This is going to be for York County, up in the just south of Charlotte. So let's go to that. Let's switch over here. So this is our third tornado warning over the last 10, 15 minutes. This is going to be for North Chester County as well as southern York County. This is going to be crossing or approaching Interstate 77. So if you live in Lawrence or Chester or McConnells, you need to be in your safe place. Here's our rotation just south of Lockhart. Again, this is what we call a QLCS tornado. So we've got these little S curves. Anytime you see these little S curves here in our reflectivity, you can kind of see this little indentation, this little notch. That's where we would watch the rotation. So if you live in Lowry's or McConnell's, you definitely need to be in your store, lowest place of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. I see that hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm not sure if you can or not. So I don't know if you guys are seeing my radar screen. I apologize if you're not. So I see that you're seeing me and not the radar screen. Let's try that one more time. All right, let's see if you guys can see the radar screen. So you can't. You're just seeing me. Again, I'm sorry. I'm not at home, so I don't have all of the bells and whistles that I normally have here. So again, let me. And I see that you say I'm freezing up and cutting out. I understand that I'm not where I'm normally at. I'm here actually at my workplace in a back office, so the internet may not be as strong as it would be if I was at home covering these. But again, I'll just talk to you guys as I look at radar. If you live in Lowry's or McConnell's, you need to be in your safe place right now. That's put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So here's the radar. You guys can see the radar now. Now that we got that. Good deal. So I forgot to turn on one of the buttons. So I apologize about that. So again, if you live in Lowry or McConnell's, you need to be in your safe place. Again, this tornado warning for portions of York and Chester County. This goes until 3:30. So again, about 27 minutes. But if you live in Lowry's or McConnell's, you need to be in your safe place. Right here is where we're watching rotation. This is going to be with a QLCS setup. So these are quick little spin ups that are possible. Again, nothing confirmed with these with any of these warnings, but we're going to have to watch that. Let's go down here. Here's another storm we're going to have to watch. I would not be surprised if this is our next tornado warning. This would be out of 96 into Chapels. So really starting to form there, moving into Silver Street and Newberry. And so we're going to have to watch this area right here. I would not be surprised if we see a new tornado warning come out for portions of Newberry County. Let's go down here to Aiken right quick. Let's switch to the Columbia radar, which we can use also for this, actually, both of these warnings. So we may just stay on this radar for a little bit. Here's Aiken. Again, some rotation moving through Aiken right now. So if you do live in Aiken, South Carolina, you need to be in that safe place, lowest level, put as many walls between you and the outside. And again, even if there is no tornado there, the radar is picking up on some winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour in this area. So even if there's no tornado on the ground, this storm is producing some pretty substantial wind gusts in the 60 to 70 mile per hour range. So we need to watch that. So again, if you live in Aiken, you need to be in that storm shelter. Granite View, you're clear of the warning. Burnett Town, you're clear of the warning. If you live in Aiken County, again, near Eureka, you are fine. But if you live there in Aiken, you safe place. So let's drive the radar back up here to Chester. Here you can see some rotation up here, and we'll switch to the GSP radar in just a second. But again, if you live in Lowry's and McConnell's, you need to be in your safe place. This is where we're seeing some rotation at. This is going to be along Highway 9 and then Highway 97. Just north of downtown Chester. This is going to be moving into Lowry's and then eventually McConnell's there in southern York County. So we need to watch that. And we're also watching this line right here, moving into Newberry. Although there's no tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warning, there are little indentions, little notches forming in this line, and those could be some quick spin-up tornadoes as well. So if you live in Saluda County, Newberry County, You need to be in your safe place as well. Not only is there potential of a quick spin-up tornado, but these storms are producing anywhere to 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So even that amount of wind can do some damage to some trees and to some homes. So let's go up here to the Greenville-Spartanburg radar, and we'll check in on this storm cell that is in southern York County, northern Chester County. So here's our rotation. Again, Chester, if you're actually in the downtown area, you're just outside of the polygon, would still be in your safe place just to play it safe. But definitely if you live in Lowry's, McConnell's, and then eventually up towards Rodman and even Rock Hill, we need to keep our eyes on this. If you live in Rock Hill, we need to be mindful of the storm off to our southwest because it is moving into that area. So keep mindful of that. I know it's a little bit after 3 o'clock, so schools are starting to get out. A lot of heavy rain. These are going to be rain-wrapped rotation, so you're not going to visually see a tornado. It's going to be a wall of rain. If there is a tornado on the ground, you wouldn't see it because of the rain-wrapped aspect of it. So just be mindful of that if you are out and about, if your kids are on the school bus or something like that. Just make sure they know what to do, where to go. If they're at home now that school's out and no one's there with them, make sure they know go into the lowest level of your home, most centralized location. Maybe that's a closet, maybe that's a pantry, a bathroom, something like that. You want to be away from the windows and you want to just hunker down until this storm passes. So again, if you're in McConnell's and Lowry and Chester, you need to be in that safe place right now, especially if you live along Highway 321, and that really connects you from York down to Chester. Highway 321, if you live anywhere between McConnell's, Lowry, and Chester there on Highway 321, this rotating moving right over your area. Currently moving over Highway 97. If you live along Highway 9, this rotation is moved off. If you live in Lockhart, you're fine. You're out of the danger zone right now. If you live in Cornwell, you're fine. Carlisle, you're fine. It's really this McConnell's, Lowry, and Lowry's and Chester area here in northern Chester County, southern York County, until 3:30 for this possibility of some rotation. Now, I will say the rotation looks pretty broad right now, but in this type of environment, we could see a quick spin up of a tornado, and radar may not be able to detect it. You got to remember, this is not actual live data that we're getting. It could be anywhere between 30 seconds to a couple minutes delayed in what we're seeing. So you need to make sure, especially in this type of environment that we're seeing today that is really conducive of some spin-up tornadoes. These things can happen pretty quickly. They can spin down, stay on the ground for a mile, maybe 2 miles, and then dissipate. So it's a very volatile setup today where we see these quick spin-up tornadoes. Let's go back down here. And again, along this line right here, if you live, this is Interstate 26. If you live near Kennards, Newberry, Prosperity, Chaplin, Monticello, Shelton, we need to monitor this line right here, Whitmire. This line right here could produce a quick spinning tornado as well, especially here in the Silver Street, a little notch right here where this little Boeing segment, we could see something quickly develop in this area. Again, no tornado warning out. There's the tornado warning. As I'm talking about it, the tornado warning just popped up. So we're going to see this polygon pop up for this vicinity. So if you live in Newberry, you need to be in that safe place right now. This is going to be north of Saluda, but if you live in Newberry, Silver Street, Prosperity, there's the tornado warning. That's what we were just talking about. So hopefully if you were listening, even though we didn't have that tornado warning, we were talking about you need to be in your safe place. So again, Newberry, Silver Street, you need to be in that safe place right now, watching some strong rotation. This could quickly produce a tornado and then in the radar frame or two be gone. But right now, if you live in Newberry, just north of Highway 34, you need to be in your safe place. This is going to be Highway 76 that moves that comes out of the Lawrence area, Lawrence, South Carolina, down into Newberry, Ken. This is the tornado warning right here. We're watching some good signs of rotation. Let's put it right here. That's concerning to me, everyone. We are seeing rotation values above 1.5, anytime you get above 1, it really piques your interest. So if you are in Newberry right now, you need to be in that safe place, hunkered down as the storm is starting to move into your area. Silver Street, you are also in this warning. This polygon, you need to be in your safe place. The rotation looks to be just a little bit north of you, but anywhere along this line could quickly produce something. Here's our base velocities, and then we'll go to our storm relative velocities. You can really see that couplet, that red and green against one another. That's where we could see a potential tornado on the ground here just north of Silver Street here in Newberry County. Here's our storm relative velocities. Again, a pretty tight couplet here, a decent signature on radar of a potential tornado on the ground. And again, this is going to be rain wrapped. It's not going to be something that you're able to see because there's a lot of rain out there. So you're not going to see a funnel cloud or a tornado like you would out in Kansas or Oklahoma or Texas. This is going to be surrounded by rain. So if you find yourself in this warning, if you've got your phone with you and you're in this polygon, your WE alerts, you probably just got that saying that you need to seek shelter. You definitely need to do that. Safe shelter, it's the lowest level of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. The best location is a basement, but I understand not everyone has a basement. So you need to get the lowest level, put as many walls between you and the outside, preferably maybe in a closet, a pantry. Bathrooms are very stable, sturdy structures because you have so much plumbing. It kind of acts as a roll cage to keep you protected. You want to be away from windows or anything like that could kind of blow out and create some injuries. It's also a good idea to have a helmet on. Most storm fatalities, most storm injuries occur because of blunt force trauma to your head, and that's because of flying debris. So you want to make sure that you have some kind of helmet on. It could be a bicycle helmet, a baseball helmet, a football helmet, just something to protect your head. It's a good idea to protect your eyes as well. You don't want anything blowing in your eyes, and maybe you could put some goggles or something on like that. So again, this tornado warning is going to continue until 3:45. This is going to be moving towards the Newberry County Airport, as well as Newberry College around 3:25, and the city of Newberry around 3:25. Other locations that could be affected by this would be the Newberry County Detention Center, Brush River Fire Station, Silver Street, 34 Crossroads, and Palmyra. This also includes Interstate 20 between mile markers 66 and 79. So it looks like we just got a new tornado watch that has been issued for the area. So we will pull that in just a second. Let's go down here to Aiken County, South Carolina quickly. We still have a tornado warning ongoing down here until 3:30. This tornado warning is near Aiken, or University of South Carolina at Aiken, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. So again, some of the locations that could be affected would be New Holland and Hopeland Garden. So again, the rotation not as noticeable. We still have this kind of this is a new tornado warning. So let's get to this first Aiken one. The rotation kind of dying off, but we'll notice this right here. That's of some concern, this rotation rider. But we have a new tornado warning for Windsor and Wilsonton for the next 45 minutes. So 30 minutes. This is a tornado warning out for northeastern Barnwell County, southeastern Aiken County, and western Orangeburg County in South Carolina until 3:45. So some of the locations that could be affected by the storm would be New Ellington, Williston, also Elko, Savannah River Site, Aiken Gopher Tortoise Heritage Preserve, all in this area. So again, you need to be in your safe place if you find yourself in this tornado warning. So let's kind of recap. I don't like the looks of that. Look at the velocities right quick. This is really starting to spin up here. So this is going to be just south of New Ellington along Highway 278. Windsor, you need to be in a safe place. In Williston, you need to be in that safe place. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 tornado warnings ongoing right now in South Carolina. Let's look up here in Newberry County. This tornado warning, it's become more linear. I don't see as much of a notch, so that's a good sign as it's moved to Newberry. We'll continue to watch this silver. You still need to be in that safe place. Newberry, you still need to be in that safe place. This new warning for Aiken, or this Aiken County warning, has been able to be canceled early. Storm down here probably robbing a lot of the inflow from this earlier warning. So I live in Williston and Windsor, South Carolina, here along Highway 376. I'm sorry, 278, Highway 78, 278 and Highway 78. You need to be in your safe place. Springfield, we need to watch this storm as well as it's continuing to move in that direction. Columbia, downtown Columbia, you are under a flash flood warning, so be mindful of that. We still have this warning up here in Newberry County. This not as pronounced in the rotation-wise. You can see it's pretty become pretty linear, which is good. But at any time we could see segment develop. So let's get to this. Let's get to this rotation up here in Chester County. This is going to be passing just south of Lowry and McConnell's. I promise you, we're going to get this tornado watch here in just a second. Just so much going on right now. That's I don't want to take too attention away from these 3 warnings that are ongoing. We have one here in the upstate of South Carolina. This is for Chester and York County. So the radar product starting to build in here. So we'll just a second here as it pulls up here. So this is going to be broad. So Lawrence, McConnell's, Chester, they may start to watch this and may let it cancel out a little bit early over the next few radar scans. So we'll continue to watch that. Again, this is a potential very broad rotation from McLaury's. This warning goes until 3:30. Again, this is along Highway 320 in South Carolina, as well as Highway, and so you can kind of see that new warning. They're starting to cut it down, but this is the area of rotation. Again, Chester, you are out of the polygon now. So if you are seeking shelter there in Chester, you are able to come out. The threat is over. But Lowry's and McConnell's, you still need to remain in that safe place. But this rotation is pretty broad. So let's go back down here to Orangeburg County, Barnwell County, and Aiken County. Let's check in on the cell. So we're switching radar products from Columbia to from GSP to Columbia. And again, New Ellington, this the main part of this rotation is just to your south. But be mindful of that, especially if you live along Highway 270 here. Here's our rotation. This is going to be passing right along Highway 278. If you live in Windsor and Williston, you need to be in that safe place. Again, this tornado warning goes until 3:45 p.m. As this storm continues to move off to the northeast at around 35 miles per hour. We have this other warning up here in Newberry County. Again, we're watching this area just north of Newberry along Highway 76. This is just south of Kennards and Whitmire and Carlisle. But this is really starting to become more of a linear, but we'll have to watch for any small, and you can see some quick spin up tornadoes. Again, this other cell down in the Williston and New Ellington area. Let's switch over to the Charleston radar. Just kind of get a better view, a different view from radar data to see what it's showing. With some lightning out here as well. And again, remember, we have that flash flood warning for downtown Columbia, South Carolina that's continuing. We'll pull up data watch here in just a second. And the Charleston radar not wanting to pull up here, so just bear with me for just a second as there we go. Again, it's a little bit more messy, but you can kind of see this little appendage, right? The reflectivity. That's what we're watching, and this is kind of not competing. We do have some storms down here, but there's enough inflow into this storm that it's not really competing with anything else. So This one may remain warned for a while as this storm continues to move off to the northeast around 35 miles per hour. This could start to congeal now that this new frame is. We've got some rain breaking out in Barnwell County, so that may interfere with the inflow of the storm and kind of cut it off or choke it off and some of the rotation. So we'll watch that as well. But again, we have 3 tornado warnings ongoing right now in South Carolina. We do have a new tornado watch out. We have a tornado warning for southern York and northern Chester County. This goes until 3:30, so for another 9 minutes. But the rotation not really showing up now. There's some there, but it's nothing like it was a little bit earlier. Our second warning is here in Newberry County, and this line's really starting to bow out. Areas like this, kind of see this little indentation right here. That's where we could see a quick spin up. So watch this area. So Newberry, you need to be in your safe place right now. As this tornado is again, this one is until 3:45, I believe. Let's see, yeah, 3:45. So another 20 minutes or so for this storm. And then our third warning down here, again, still showing some signs of rotation. You kind of see here, it's what we call a tail-end Charlie. It's the lowest storm on the line, and it's getting the most inflow, the best dynamics, because it's not really competing with anything else. These storms are in this line. So we'll watch this again along Highway 278 as it moves towards Williston and Windsor. So again, if you are in those areas, you need to be in your place. Lowest level of your home is putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. There's no hail with these. This is our hail product here. No hail with those. But just some heavy rain and some, let's see if we got anything here on our debris tracker. Nothing just screams to me. So that's good. I like when nothing screams to me. That's a good sign. So again, here's our rotation between Windsor and Williston here on Highway 78 and 78. This is on Highway 78. You need to remain in your safe place as this rotation continues to move in the area. Again, if you live in Springfield or Sally, Wagner, continue to monitor this as it continues to move off to the northeast around 35 miles per hour. Let me see. I'm going to stop this screen share for just a second, and let me see if I can pull up the tornado watch here for you all and show you what that looks like. So bear with me for just a second. All right, let's share the screen here, and we'll go to this window. Let's pull this up. So this from the Storm Prediction Center. So you can kind of see this tornado watch is going to include the Midlands of South Carolina. This is going to include Columbia, Charleston, Augusta, down towards Hilton Head, Savannah, Beaufort, Myrtle Beach. You're not in this. Florence, you're not in this. Anderson, Greenville, or the Charlotte area, you're not in this tornado watch. This is basically along and south of Interstate 20 that runs through South Carolina there. So Columbia, you're in it. This is not as far yet to the coast. So Myrtle Beach, you're fine. But Charleston, you are under this tornado watch. Beaufort, Hilton Head, Augusta, Orangeburg, those are some of the locations that are in this tornado watch until 9 p.m. So that's what the tornado watch looks like. Again, along and south of Interstate 20 in South Carolina, including the Columbia metro area, the Charleston metro area, down towards Hilton Head, Savannah, Augusta metro area, Orangeburg. Those are some of the locations in this tornado watch that goes until 9 p.m. tonight. So remember, a tornado watch means conditions are possible or are favorable for a tornado. A warning means that either radar has detected a tornado or a tornado has been spotted in the area. So those are the differences. So let's pull up the radar again. Let's check in on these warnings. So here's our warning. Again, if you live in Windsor and Williston, especially Windsor, I don't like this. Let's try CCs here. It's kind of noisy. But I don't like this tornado warning continuing until 3:45. So Windsor and Williston, you definitely need to be in that safe spot right now. The tornado warning up here in Newberry County, this one continues until 3:45. Again, this is a Bowen line, but anywhere along this line, especially like right in this area, just north of Newberry, that's where you could see something quickly spin up. So we'll have to watch that. And then we also have this tornado up in Chester, York County. But again, nothing really just screaming out at that. Let's switch over to, let's go to Greenville. All right, so Newberry County, we do have a public report of an unconfirmed tornado there in Newberry County. This is relayed from the Newberry Sheriff's Office. So that's right here. That was that line that really bowed out. That was the one that we were talking about, and then they issued the tornado warning. So that storm, we were able to jump on that before the warning was issued, and we now have confirmation that there was at least an unconfirmed report of a tornado. I'm sure we will get the storm spot, some more storm reports. The National Weather Service there in Columbia will go check that out as well. But that was with this line of storms, that kind of like a QLCS. So that tornado warning for Newberry County. So it could have put down a tornado back this way. The Weather Service will go out and investigate that. But again, tornado warning in Newberry County until 3:45. So another 15 minutes or so for this. Let's see. I think we'll probably see this tornado warning expire here at 3:30. I figure if they were going to extend it, they would, as we're coming up on that 3:30 hour pretty quickly. It's 3:28 right now. We don't see any extension of this warning, so they'll probably let that warning drop, which is good because as of right now, you don't really see a lot of rotation with that. So I'm going to switch back products here to the Columbia site, and now at one time we had 4. We have 5 now, but this one probably we'll watch this. I don't think they're going to extend it, but we'll see. I mean, we're coming up within a minute left, and normally they would already have that extension issued if they were going to, but we'll see. We won't write it off. But we're watching this tornado warning here in Newberry County, again in Newberry. If there's no tornado, there's still definitely a pretty gusty squall line getting ready to move through your area. And again, wherever we see these little indentions along this line, that's where we could see a pretty quick spin up of a tornado. This tornado warning, at least a report from the Newberry County Sheriff Department of a tornado that did occur just outside of Silver Street. That's when we were really talking about this warning before it was issued. So potential tornado there. The National Weather Service in Columbia will go out and do a investigation, a storm report, kind of see if there's any damage in that area. So we will continue to monitor that. We're continuing to watch this storm here in Windsor and Williston. No, Union's good. We're still watching Windsor and Williston with this tornado warning that the continues until 3:45, and the rotation's broadened out just a little bit, which is good, but we need to continue to monitor that. Here is a new one. That looks nasty. Let's go over here to the Charleston radar site. We're going to have a new tornado warning for Allendale County, Hampton County. So this is going to be moving just north of coming out of Georgia into South Carolina. Letting the radar kind of get going here. So bear with me for just a second here. It takes just a little one server to the next. We see this lightning here. So here's the new storm we're watching. This one's going to be moving, getting ready to move into South Carolina. We're watching this tail end of this storm right here that's near Hiltona, Georgia. But this is not looking good, y'all. This is starting to get that classic supercell looking hook as it moves into Allendale County. We're going to have to watch this storm closely. I do not like the looks of this at all. This is again going to be going into Allendale, South Carolina, and I'm looking at our internal communication here. Let's see here. Yeah, don't like the looks of this storm right here. So again, this is right now in Georgia, but if you live in Allendale, tell anyone in Allendale County, they need to be in your safe place, because that is a pretty nasty looking signature on radar that could be quickly developing here. A lot of lightning with this storm, and it's starting to kind of get that classic hook here that is not wanted. We do not want this right here. So I'm trying to look here. And the storm, again, moving into Allendale County. And that, again, if you live in Allendale, you need to be in your safe place. And this is going to be Allendale, Fairfax, Ulmer, Millet. You need to be in your safe place, because this storm is going to be moving out of Georgia into South Carolina pretty quickly, and could produce a pretty strong storm that's showing some indications of some rotation in this area. And we see this lightning right here. Anytime you see an uptick in lightning, that kind of shows you the storm is starting to strengthen, and a strengthening storm with some rotation in it definitely could produce a tornado. So we'll watch that storm. Let's move back up here towards the Columbia area. This storm up here in Chester and York County, that warning has been allowed to expire, so that's some good news. So McConnell's and Lowry's area, you're good. Storm is out. This tornado warning for Newberry County continues, and again, this is a confirmed tornado, as the sheriff's department there in Newberry said that the tornado is on the ground. This is going to be between 826 on Interstate 26 between mile marker 69 and 74. And again, this tornado warning goes until 3:45 p.m. and that is another about 12 minutes or so. Again, Newberry College, Newberry County Airport, Newberry Detention Center, Highway 176, and South Carolina 34 Crossroads, all in of this storm right here. And again, this is a very linear line, but anywhere in this, we could see these QLCS tornadoes forming. And we've got that report back here south of Kennards, where we did have it. So this line does have a history of producing a tornado. A confirmed tornado continues for this area as it moves just north of Newberry here in South Carolina. Let's go down to this storm right quick here, getting ready to move through Windsor. Williston, this is going to be moving to your north, but if you live in Windsor, you need to be in that place again. Some rotation being picked up here in Windsor, and that could produce another quick spin up tornado. So if you live in the Windsor area, you definitely need to be in your place as this storm continues to move through the area. Again, that's the lowest level of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And I'm trying to radar program 78, Highway 78 in this area right here. Highway 78 just outside of Windsor, between Windsor and Williston. Again, this is going to be moving over some rural area as it moves out of Windsor, and then eventually Sally and Springfield, Wagner, we will have to watch this storm as it moves into your area. Again, we're going to watch this storm down here moving into Allendale County. This is going to be getting ready to cross over from Georgia into South Carolina, especially in Allendale and Allendale County. And this storm is tornado warned, and it's starting to get that look to it. If we go over here to the Charleston radar site, you can kind of see there's an appendage. And we're waiting for that radar to repopulate here. Just a second, the server sometimes slow. Again, you may look at them, but that doesn't look like much. But anytime we kind of see these tail-end storms where there's nothing really being competed with, there's no storms really in the area that it's competing with some energy. That's our concern grows. And here we go. This is here's the rotation right here as the storm moving in. Again, this is moving across the Georgia into South Carolina area. So it's actually showing some pretty hailstones as well. Radar indicating upwards of an inch in diameter hail, getting ready to move into Allendale County, Allendale, South Carolina, Allendale County, South Carolina. This storm moving in, and this has just got that look. Don't like it at all. We've got that little hook. This is very indicative of what you would see with a supercell. We have winds really blowing in from this direction. As you can kind of see with our radar, we have these reds and our greens, and this rotation is definitely getting ready to move into Allendale. So, Allendale, South Carolina, you are under the gun, and I really do not like the looks of this at all. Um, let's look at here. No, nothing yet, but we could see. We need to keep an eye on this. Need to keep our eye on this debris tracker as this story. Look up here again. Let's look up here into Williston and Aiken. We still have this tornado warning out for Newberry County, and that tornado warning is confirmed as we had a tornado develop just to the west of Newberry. It is, again, you can kind of see you see this little appendage here, and this is where we see these little appendages right here, these little S curves. That's where we could see something really up pretty quickly with these QLCS type setups. So again, this storm continuing to move north of Newberry. So Newberry, you're in the polygon, but would not take the next couple of minutes, and you should be able to be given the all clear from this warning. But again, this warning goes until 3:45. Remember, we had that tornado warning up here in York and Chester County. That one has been expired, so there's no more warning up here. We have this Newberry County warning. Then we have another warning down here in Aiken County, Barnwell County, and then the one I'm really concerned about is the storm down here in Allendale County, which is not looking good on radar at all. Just don't like the looks of that on radar as it's moving into Allendale. It's got that distinct hook starting to form on it. A supercell, definitely. And you can really see this tight rotation as it's getting ready to move over from Georgia into South Carolina. Here is the dividing line, and this will eventually be here in South Carolina in near moments. Again, this is along Highway 301 as it moves into Allendale. So I'm putting this out on our social media as well. So bear with me for just a second. Allendale, South Carolina, you definitely need to be in that safe place. And where is that safe place? That's lowest level of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. You want to put a helmet on. It's the best way to protect your head from being impacted by any debris. Most tornado deaths and injuries, storm death and injuries come from blunt force trauma to your head from flying debris. And you definitely need to protect your head. So helmet or something, baseball, football, not basketball, baseball, football, bicycle, hockey, whatever you have, you want to make sure that you've got it on your head. Also, you want to make sure your eyes are protected. Sorry, trying to get some communication out there from all the other folks that we have. So again, this is moving into Allendale, and again, so here this classic. This is where your health core is going to be. So if you live in Allendale, If you live here along Highway 353, trying to look at some of these road names here. We have not a lot out here, but there's some. Burton's Ferry Highway. If you are in the State Road 347, 353, Bangor Road, River Road. In this area, this is going to be your kind of where your heaviest rain, where there's some hail. If we can turn on our hail product, you can really see here's your hail core. We're looking at, let me see if we can get a size on this. You're looking at anywhere between, it's about 1.5 to 2-inch size hail. Some of that probably won't make it to the surface. It'll melt a little bit, but again, some pretty significant hail in this area as it moves into Allendale County. Let's move into the rotation product. You see here's some rotation still developing as it's moving into South Carolina. Let's go back to our storm relative velocity. You do that rotation now, move it into Allendale. Again, Allendale, you need to be in your safe place. Let's look stream here just a second, check on these other warnings. We still have this warning for Aiken and Barnwell County. This goes until 3:45. Has the Newberry warning, and then we have the Newberry warning. This goes in 3:45 as well. Don't see these two being because we're about 3:43 now. There's there in Columbia would have went ahead and extended this if they were going to. So they'll probably let this run its course. Again, another 2 minutes for Newberry County for the tornado warning. This storm up here still have some rotation with it, but not as pronounced as it was. This storm is moving out of Windsor, moving towards Sally and Wagner and Springfield. And again, rotation not as distinct as it was earlier. So that's a good sign. And the reason is we've got storms building to the mainly this storm right here that's really robbing that inflow into this line further up. So these storms are really congealing. Doesn't mean that they can't produce a tornado, because they can, and they have, as we've seen back here in Newberry County. But it just means that these storms are kind of competing with one another. And when they compete with one another, it kind of takes the energy away that's needed for these supercells to develop. Again, all of the area in South Carolina, along and south of Interstate 20, is under a tornado watch until 10 p.m. So the threat will be there through 10 p.m. tonight as there's more storms and tornado warnings back for Georgia into Florida as the storm system continues to progress to the east. So again, another long night for portions of South Carolina with the potential of seeing some tornadoes. So again, tornado warning for Allendale. This goes until 4:15. Let's see, some of the locations: Allendale, Fairfax, Ulmer, Millet, Martin, Barton, Appleton. That's in Georgia. Burton's Ferry, Landing, all in this tornado warning. This warning up here in Newberry County will probably be allowed to expire here any second, as it is 3:45 and the tornado warning is in effect until 3:45. So we'll probably see this warning allowed to expire, as well as this Newberry County warning, where the rotation, there's some broad rotation, but nothing real tight. And we want to see those tight couplets for tornadic development, and it's not really there in this line. So there you go. There's that warning away. There's the Aiken County warning away. So the only warning now that we are facing is this warning here in Allendale County. So let's get solely to the Charleston, South Carolina radar, and we'll watch this storm play out. So Allendale, you need to be in your safe places. The storm is now crossing from Georgia into South Carolina. Allendale, Earhart, Bamberg, Barnwell. These areas need to be mindful of this cell as it continues to move across the Georgia line, and just a textbook supercell signature. I mean, that is just textbook as it's moving into Allendale, and that's about as textbook as you can get with this tornadic cell here as it's moving into Allendale. Please be in your safe place. If you're in Allendale, it's definitely there's no reports of a tornado, but it's definitely got that look to it as the storm moves into Allendale County, South Carolina. And again, up in this area, Allendale, some of the roads, Highway 353, River Road, Burton's Ferry, Highway 301, probably seeing some large hail, definitely some heavy rain, large hail up in this area, just to the east, just to the west of Allendale. That is where a lot of the hail probably is with the supercell. And then the circulation actually going to be passing just along River Road into Ash Road, State Highway Road 343, St. Mark's Road, and then Bluff Road. So if you live in those areas, if you've heard your name or your street name or an area that you're familiar with or close to you, you need to be in your safe place. This is going to be tracking very close to Allendale. So again, the city of Allendale, you need to be in that safe place. Ulmer, Fairfax, you need to be in that safe place as this supercell continues to move into southern South Carolina. Tornado watch continues until 9 p.m. tonight. This tornado warning continues until 4:15. And again, Allendale and Ulmer, you need to be in your safe places. This is a very nasty looking supercell that is moving into Allendale County. It's not really competing with anything. There's no storms south of it. There's no storms ahead of it until you get into the Walter area. So it's kind of like in a good for it to thrive. There's a lot of warm, moist air being to this storm. There's no storm developments to the south, so nothing robbing the energy or the moisture. This is what we call a Tella and Charlie, a textbook, a supercell that is all by itself and it's not competing with anything around it. And when that happens in the right environment, it can produce a pretty nasty thunderstorm that could potentially be producing a tornado. So again, if you live in Allendale, you need to be in that safe place right now as the storm is continuing to quickly move towards you and Sycamore, Fairfax, Ulmer. You need to be in that safe place as this storm approaches. I'm going to look through Twitter here. And I know normally I have Jared and James and a lot of other folks who are helping me do this, so we can kind of look at different things. But since I'm just on all on my own, surfing through the Twitter here to see if there's any reports of damage or anything like that. I don't see any reports of damage, but that doesn't mean that there isn't any. With this storm, it continues to move into southern South Carolina as Allendale is under the gun with this severe thunderstorm. So again, Allendale, you need to be in your safe place. Sycamore, in your safe place as this supercell continues to move into your area. Just a nasty looking cell. With this storm moving into southern South Carolina. Again, looking through the Twitter verse and NWS chat to see if I see anything. I don't see anything right now, so that's good. Not that it's not producing damage or anything, but at least we've not heard of anything yet, so that's a good sign. Also, some pretty large hail possible with this storm as it's moving into the Allendale area. So if you are in that area or know someone in that area, and you've still got a little bit of time to get your car inside before those bigger hailstones start to fall, but you don't have long, so you need to make sure that you do that. So, goodness, guys, this it's a. I don't want to say it's a. I'll keep quiet right now. In my mind, I'm wanting to say that it's starting to be a debris ball, but I'm not going to say it just yet. But there's a lot of concern there moving into Allendale County. Again, Allendale, Fairfax, Ulmer, you need to be in your safe place. If you live along County Road 64, we have State Road 343, Gill. We have Ash Road, Ferry Highway, All of those areas in your safe place as the storm continues to move through. Um, I'm going to try to get some info on this storm, but again, um, you need to be in your safe place right now as the storm is moving in. Got the National Weather Service up here, see if there's any information. Yeah, there's some other folks, others folks like me questioning if that looks like a debris signature there. This tornado warning continuing until 4:15. This is near Barton, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Again, there's no confirmed tornado with this, but just the radar signature itself says that there's some probably going on here. This is just a classic supercell hook echo. But again, our radar indicated there's no nation yet, but there's a lot of evidence saying that there's something on the ground, at least from a radar presentation. The CCs, this is a detection. It's messy, so we can't say that there's something happening from this just because it is messy. But I don't know. We'll see. I would be in your safe place, Allendale. This storm is moving right into your area, just into Allendale, actually south of Allendale. You need to be in your safe place. Allendale and Fairfax, you need to be there. Radar signature, pretty classic supercell, and this is definitely not what you want to see because definitely some heavy rain, probably some hail just to the north of Allendale, but the circulation looks to be passing right through town of Allendale. So again, Allendale and Fairfax, you need to be in that safe place now. Ulmer, you need to be prepared. Hopefully you're in that safe place now because you're in that pub. But if you're not, you need to be making those preparations. As the storm continues to move through, you'll probably see some heavy rain, maybe some hail, and then that circulation will be passing through. But again, you can see this warm air just being fed, a lot of moisture and warm air being fed into this storm, and it's starting to wrap up. And it just doesn't, they're moving right over the downtown of Allendale. I mean, just you need to be in your safe place again. Allendale, I can't urge you enough to be in your safe place because I'm afraid this is going right over the downtown area of Allendale and Fairfax. You're not far from it as well. You need to be in your safe place as well. Sycamore, Ulmer, you also need to be in those safe places as you are in this polygon. Millet, you're good. You're out of the danger. So if they are to trim down Millet, you would not be in the polygon. You're good to go. You're fine. But this is going to be in Allendale. So we're getting reports from Georgia where this cell just moved through of a funnel cloud. So there was a funnel cloud being reported with this storm back over here over Sylvania, Georgia. So it was producing a funnel cloud there. So as moving into Allendale, so I'm working with, and again, here's our velocities. And this just screams rotation, and it screams tornado, as this is a classic hook echo. Again, no confirmation. I'm going to look through our NWS chat again here. No damage reports out of Georgia, but that funnel cloud report. But again, no was observed by a firefighter at the Georgia's Visitor Center on U.S. Route 301. But again, no damage being reported with this as it's moving through Allendale. So again, Allendale, you are in this in the path of this storm again, moving right into town. So I hope that you are in your safe place if you're listening from Allendale. So there's that funnel cloud report as it travels along 301. And again, 301 under the gun with this circulation. And that's a drop in the CCs there. And anytime we see a drop in CC, that could be some damage debris being detected. So Continue to monitor that, but right there where that ball is, sometimes what we refer to as a debris ball. If I put the correlation coefficient, which is our debris tracker, this will track what's being lofted into the air. And when we see these CC drops, these blues and purples and things like that, that's when we see other things than precipitation being detected. And so that concerns me as moving into Allendale. So again, Allendale, classic radar signature here of a supercell. Again, you need to be in your safe place. I can't beg you any more than I'm telling you right now. This is a very dangerous storm with some strong rotation. This is likely producing a tornado. Again, no reports. But as we go to our debris detector, there's a CC drop, some colder colors, and when we see those colder colors, that normally shows that there's some rotation. As we go to our rotation tracker, we're seeing rotation over 2, and that in itself is telling us that there's a lot of rotation with this storm. Our velocities, classic tornado-looking velocities. So everything our radar showing tells me that there's something on the ground here, and we'll know pretty soon as being ready to move over Allendale, which is a pretty populated, a population center here in South Carolina. So Fairfax, Sycamore remain in this polygon, but Allendale, you're under the gun as the storm is really wrapping up and potentially producing some pretty heavy rain, some hail, and again, a possible tornado. That's just a signature. I don't like seeing y'all. That is, I apologize. You're not seeing the radar. I apologize. You were seeing my face and not the radar. That is that is not what I like to see. That is not good, y'all. Allendale, I hope you're in your storm shelter right now. This is about to pass right through the downtown area. This is likely debris ball right here. We're going to go over to our CC, our debris detector. All these cold colors right here. This is now observed tornado emergency now being declared for Allendale. So a tornado emergency now out for Allendale. This is an observed tornado. Excuse me. A catastrophic threat. A large destructive tornado located over Allendale moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. This is a tornado debris signature moving over Allendale. I hope everyone in Allendale is I hope everyone over Allendale is in shelter, because this is not good. A pretty destructive tornado is moving over the area right now. You can see this is a tornado emergency, and these are very rare. This is when a large destructive tornado is moving through a population center. Hail size, a quarter of an inch. A quarter size hail. But again, a large destructive tornado moving through Allendale right now. Here's our rotation tracker. This is the center of Allendale, and this storm's moving right over it. I hope everyone's safe. I hope people are in their safe place as this storm continues to move. Some likely large here just north of it over Gadsden Morris Road. But the rotation's moving right over. I'm going to keep the debris signature on, and let's go 4 panels. So here's our debris detector, here's our velocities, and here's our reflectivity. And this is moving right over Railroad Avenue, Highway 601 road. So the 911 call center in Allendale has reported a tornado. near the intersection of Highway 301 and Revolutionary Trail. No damage report was available. But again, Allendale County Fire Department reporting a tornado on the ground near the intersection of Highway 301 and Revolutionary Trail. No damage report available time. Again, a tornado emergency is in effect for Allendale County and is until this tornado emergency goes until 4:15, so another 14 minutes. But this tornado emergency, this tornado has just moved through the downtown area of Allendale. The debris detector is showing debris being lofted into Sycamore. You are next. So Sycamore, I hope you're in your storm shelter. This is a very dangerous situation. Sycamore, be in your storm shelter right now as this tornado is continuing to move through. There is a tornado emergency for this for this tornadic storm moving area. And again, Allendale is just taking a direct hit from this tornado as it moves through the downtown area. Sycamore, you're next. Ulmer, you're next. And we are monitoring this. Again, if you live in Sycamore and Ulmer, this tornado, again, moving in your direction. This is a confirmed catastrophic tornado that is moving through the Allen area. As we speak, Fairfax, this is occurring to your north. Although you're in the tornado emergency, the tornado warning emergency, circulation is passing to your north. So remain in your shelter. For right now, it looks like the biggest concern would be just to your north. But we'll continue to monitor that. But again, this tornado emergency continues for Allendale County until 4:15. There is a tornado warning issued north of the circulation. This is going to be for Bamberg County, including Earhart and Brettchville. But right now, we're area of Sycamore. Please be in your storm shelter, your storm safe place. A lot of rain, some damaging winds coming through Allendale now on the rear flank downdraft RFD, and that's moving through Allendale. So likely being hit by a tornado, and now we've got strong winds coming in behind this circulation. The storm, again, you can kind of see. Let's get back a screen share. Kind of see where there's some air being pulled into this, but as we go through the next two scans, it's becoming a little bit more congealed. The storm could clean now. So watch that. Again, tornado emergency for for Allendale and Sycamore. Sorry for that. Suffering from the pollen. I get these coughing spells every once in a while. Again, Allendale and Sycamore. Please, definitely Allendale. You know, the circulation moving out of the downtown. Sycamore and Ulmer, you need to be in your safe place as this circulation is moving into your area. The debris detector. See these cold colors like in this little ball. That is likely some debris being lofted up into the air. Could be trees or leaves, portion of structures. I'm just not sure, but this storm is moving through, doing some damage. All right. Excuse me. So again, if you live in Bamberg County, this tornado warning moving into your area. Again, Allendale. This is moving into Ulmer, Sycamore. This storm looks like it could be cycling just a little bit. It's not as kind of see that was a classic look as it was moving into Allendale, but as we pass through this, you can kind of see the storm starting to cycle up a little bit. but still, there's a tornado on the ground here. Is just to the west of Sycamore, along Highway 3, and we have Gadsden Morris Road. You need to be in your safe place. Ellis Circle. We have Highway 321, Buford's Bridge Highway, Old Orangeburg Road, Pond Town Road. All of those areas need to be in your safe place as the storm continues to move to the northeast around 35 miles per hour. And this is our debris tractor, if you can see where my cursor is. That's debris being lofted up. Here's our circulation. So the tornado moving over Priesters Mill Road, Morris Road, just to the Sycamore area, Buford's Bridge Highway. So if you're in Sycamore, you need to be in that storm shelter now. Old Orangeburg Road, the circulation now move through Sycamore. Ulmer, you're next. This tornado emergency continues till 4:15. Ulmer next, and please be in your safe place. The storm continuing to produce. Let me look through the NWS chat here and see if there's any new updates on this storm system. Any new damage reports. The last one was just the tornado being reported by the fire department. Again, a confirmed tornado located over Allendale, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. And that means that there is a damaging tornado that is just moved through Allendale. So again, I'm sure we'll start to see some pictures, some videos out of that area of some of the damage. But again, that is a place that has been hit pretty hard. Thankfully, kind of looking at the radar presentation here, looks like this storm is cycling a little bit, as we've been talking about. We don't have that pronounced hook like we did. I mean, we still have rotation there, but let's go out to 2 panels. And let's go back to reflectivity here. And we don't have that definitive hook as we had just a little while ago. So it's a good sign. I'm still 99% sure there's a tornado still on the ground. But the presentation is not as concerning looking. We still have that rotation moving right through Sycamore. Sycamore and Ulmer, you need to be in that safe place as the storm can quickly move to the northeast around 35 miles per hour. This storm produced a funnel cloud over in Georgia, and then the tornado confirmed by Allendale County Fire Department as this tornado moved through Allendale, and then eventually now into Sycamore and Ulmer. So these areas need to be in your safe place as this tornado continues to move through the area. Again, lowest level of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Preferably like in a closet or a pantry. A bathroom's a good idea as long as you're away from windows. And hunker down. Helmet is always a good idea. Some sort of protection for your eyes from any flying debris. It's also good if there was a tornado hit your home that you have some shoes, a solid pair of shoes to walk on. Because if you walk outside barefooted, there's going to be all kinds of debris out there. So you don't want to injure your foot or cut your foot or anything like that. So be mindful of that. Again, as we kind of look out, there's another line of storms moving out of Georgia that's going to be moving back into this area. So we may not be done with the tornado threat, as we do have a tornado watch until 9 o'clock for portions of South Carolina along and south of Interstate. We've got a new damage report now. This coming from the Allendale 911 call center. Roofs blown off structures in Allendale. So there have been some roofs blown off of some structures. It says structures in Allendale. So again, that is the tornado report there in downtown Allendale, where a tornado has hit. This is going to be moving through Sycamore. Again, it's starting to cycle. Rotation not as of now. So This could still be on the ground, but also may have dissipated for the time being. There is a tornado warning